Hello, this is Igoro, host of the Igoro Show. And you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. So keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Welcome to the Steve and Crypto Show, presented by thestevestrout.com. I'm Steve.
I'm Crypto Zoo. We've made it to episode 77. We want to thank you guys for listening, and a belated happy Mother's Day to all the moms listening out there. If there's any moms that are cool enough to listen to this show, or nerdy enough, whatever you want to think of it as, happy Mother's Day to you.
A little late, but that's cool. Better late than never.
Right.
Yeah. So you guys, that's Crypto's voice. He's back. He was away. Before we get going, I want to thank TJ Trenchel again for filling in. It was good, and I'm actually excited. He kind of teased and mentioned that he has a new book coming out later this year, so that's pretty good. That's exciting. But yeah, Crypto's back. He was in Vegas. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, had a good time. First off, thank you, TJ, for the help. And second, Vegas was fun. I'm going to say one thing. It was expensive. Yeah, more than we thought it was going to be. So I'm not going to talk about it too much here, because I think we are going to make some content for our Patreon members. And so we're going to discuss that a little bit later. And I have some photos and some videos from some places that we went to. And so make sure we put those on the Patreon as well for anyone who is a member.
Yeah, we're going to share his family vacation with our patrons.
Yeah.
Kind of let you into the private life of Crypto Zoo. But yeah, it's over on Patreon, patreon.com/Steve Crypto. Head over there, support the show however you can. You could contribute as little as $1 a month to whatever you want, whatever you could afford. We know shit's tight, especially Crypto now that he just went to Vegas with his whole family and had to feed everybody. It's not like you went single, like, just you and your lady, and you don't have to feed everybody and all you think about is drinking. But no, you had to stay sober and take care of the kids.
Yeah. Here's a little incentive for anybody who's like, I don't know if I want to listen to any content about Vegas, or if I want to, pay to be a member to check all that out. I'm going to tell you this, and this is 100% true. We saw dinosaurs in Las Vegas. And if you want to hear more, we saw dinosaurs in Vegas. And if you want to hear more about that, you're going to have to become a member, and you'll hear about it soon.
Listen and find out if his kid fed these dinosaurs boogers. Y'all remember Boogersaurus? Hashtag
Boogersaurus would be pretty mad about that, because that's taken away from his supply.
Snacks.
It's like,
who ate my snacks?
It's like he's a booger pimp or something.
Get your own snacks, bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to pay me for those boogers.
We're like so bad at trying to encourage people to go to Patreon and give us money to help our show, so we can tell you about boogers and like pants pooping and like important, exciting stuff. But anyways, patreon.com/Steve Crypto. You can do that, and you can also support the show by following us both on social media. He's CryptoZoo88. I'm the Steve Strout on Instagram and Twitter. You can share our posts, make your own posts, tell everybody how much you like listening to the show, rate and review the show, all the things you do on social media to hype up the Steve and Crypto Show.
Shit, even if you put a post out and you're like, these guys talk about booger eating dinosaurs, we're cool with that.
Yeah. Like, we love eating boogers. Listen to them guys. Not us. Steve and Crypto don't like eating boogers.
I was say, what? Speak for yourself, Steve. If that's what you enjoy, speak for yourself.
If any of our listeners do,
I get my protein other ways. I don't eat boogers. Okay.
I don't think there's really protein in boogers, though.
Well, is that what you were going for? Like,
does anybody know the nutritional value of a booger?
Boogersaurus does. Isn't that why he eats them? That's the only way he gets his protein.
I think it's more of an addiction for him.
Maybe it's that. I thought that maybe he just didn't do enough research, and he's like, "Well, boogers are like the only thing
good.
out there that have enough protein,
like a salty cornflake or something." Yeah, like,
and this kid's just shoving them down his throat all day long while he's watching Giganosaurus. So
it's like he was forced to so much that he grown to love it. Like, what is that called? Some kind of syndrome. What is that? Anyways,
yeah, because he didn't like it at first, but now it's like that's the only thing that he gets, so he's like, well, it's this or nothing.
I had a bad feeling Boogersaurus was gonna rear his ugly booger eating face here again. But yeah, he's CryptoZoo88. I'm the Steve Strout, and there's other ways you could show the show some love too.
You sure can. You can head over to our Buy Me a Coffee page, which is buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. It's basically just like a tipping service that helps out to support the podcast in many, many ways and helps to keep our show going, improves our gear. It helps with merchandise and advertising. And all sorts of things. Yeah. So we thank all of our members and contributors at this point, and anybody who decides to contribute in the future, we thank you.
Yeah, tell them how they could look good supporting the show.
Oh man, well, there's one easy way to do that. Yeah, let me tell you, there's one easy way you can do that, and that is by heading over to our Etsy page. That is Etsy/shop/Steve and Crypto merch. Get a paper and some pen, write that down. Etsy/shop/Steve and Crypto merch.
Or you could just go to Etsy and search Steve and Crypto.
We have a couple shirt designs. We got magnets. We got coffee mugs. Go check them out.
Yes, do that.
Your coffee will taste better. I keep hearing that.
Yeah,
I keep hearing that. And I had a cup the other day, and I was like, it wasn't in the Steve and Crypto coffee mug. I was like, something's wrong. Something's wrong here. And I washed my coffee mug, my Steve and Crypto one, and I had it in that, and it just made everything better.
Yep. So with all that important stuff out of the way, last week we had the legendary horror host, the performer who portrays the legendary horror host, Count Gore Duvall, who is approaching 50 years of doing this character. Dick Dizell, he came on and told us some really great, funny stories about his time as the Count, and he told us a little bit about at one point he was one of the, or if not the longest running Bozo the Clown for all you old folks, and he was also Captain 20, which was a kids like sci-fi show all in the DC area, and at one point he was doing all three characters at the same time, which is fucking crazy. But he came on and told us a little bit of his history and told us some, like I said, some great stories. It was a absolute honor, because you guys, I've been hyping this freaking horror host thing for a long time, and I think I'm slowly but surely selling crypto on the history of this stuff.
Yeah, well, every one of them that we've talked to so far has had some great stories to tell.
They all have different stories, but you can see how they all kind of like, how it's like a community, how they all
very
like
much
sort of know each other. The one's been doing it a while, and they all look up to the same people, like the OG, which I'm actually in talks with one to come on the show. I think I've mentioned it, but I'm not going to say it again until I got it booked. Speaking of booking things, we got some other cool stuff really booked. But like I do, I don't like to announce it until we have it in the can, or for sure.
Yeah. There's a couple things that are kind of, we could say, simmering, like it may or may not happen. And then again, we don't want to spill the beans and have it not happen, not work out.
Between guests and potential events where Steve and Crypto might be appearing to
that's right,
hang out with you guys and meet you guys. But now it's all up in the air.
Yeah, it's all up in the air. But like you just said, we might be at a few live events coming up. Who knows? We love getting out there and hanging out with our community, and talking to people that are like us, that are passionate and really into pop culture,
Both of those guys.
Yeah, those guys are great to talk to.
Yeah, we'll be doing live events in somebody's mom's basement. But so last week, Count Gordeval. And possibly next week or the week after, we're going to have an episode hyping our favorite local horror convention. I guess it's the only one, but even if there was more, it would still be my favorite. Crypticon in Seattle, which is the second to last weekend in May, I believe. We're working on an episode feature some of the vendors and creators and artists, which is piecing that together. It was fun. Like, we did it last year. You guys listened and enjoyed it. So we're working on that. That's one thing I can mention. So stay tuned for that in the next couple of weeks. Other than that, there hasn't been a ton of news. I know we like to mention news and stuff happening, but you just got back from your vacation. I've been busy at work, but this weekend we were both actually able to kind of unwind a little bit and go have some fun.
You took a little mini vacation to a comic book store, didn't you?
I went this past weekend. It was Free Comic Book Day, and I had to go and raid and get some free books, and got a little haul. They limit you, of course, because the comic shops do pay for these comics that they give away. And it's to entice people to come in like, oh, this comic's cool. Let me find more of said character and buy comics, because we got to support them comic shops and comic creators.
Keep them alive. Keep them open.
Yeah. So figured I would run through the little stack of books I grabbed. I won't get into them. I haven't even read any of them yet because, like I said, busy. Actually, one I did read was called Kaiju number 8. It was kind of cool. It was more of like a Japanese manga or whatever the hell they call it, and I had to read it backwards, which always feels so weird to me. So I have trouble getting into those. Like, you literally you start from the back and you read from right to left.
That's interesting.
Right. It's confusing, but it was kind of an interesting book. Called Kaiju number 8. Like, I'm showing Crypto the covers, but he can't really. You guys can't see him. Sorry. Actually, you can if you follow me on Instagram. I just posted my little comic book haul. I got this Marvel Voices comic, which I have no idea what it's about, but again, it looks cool. And Avengers X-Men Eternals Judgment Day, which looks like a cool crossover type thing. Some of these I got for a friend because I know they couldn't make it. So, and there wasn't that many titles that I was interested in. I got Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is always popular. For Ryan, my fiance, I got her a Buffy the Vampire Slayer 25 years one. Which
that's cool.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
I'll definitely read that one. There was a young adult adventure from the Walking Dead universe called Clementine. So it's in the Walking Dead universe, so I had to check that out.
So it's is it just a one-off issue?
It is issue 1. So I don't know if it's a beginning of a new series. So we'll see. There was a Cullen Bunn book that looked really spooky called Bloodborne.
Really?
Yeah, and we like Cullen Bunn. He's one of our favorite horror authors.
We like to mention the archives here. Go look back in the archives on our show. You can find Cullen Bunn in one of our episodes.
Source Point Press puts out some cool books, and they put out
they do.
They put out the Winchester Mystery House, the 100-Year Curse one-shot book, which I'm excited to read that one because obviously if you know about the Winchester Mystery House, it's supposed to be like one of the most haunted places and spooky shit.
Source Point they do a great job in just spooky content. and you
Are
can
they the
count on
ones
them
that
for
put out the twisted stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are.
I
Yep.
knew. I knew.
I was gonna say there's another friend, is Dirk Manning from Source Point Press, but yeah. I mean, they do a great job of putting out like a lot of scary comics.
They put out a Stranger Things comic.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool.
And Dark Horse did it.
Yeah, Dark Horse.
Was it nice?
I think my favorite one though is probably this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, that was a free one?
Yeah. Told you gotta go for comic book day, man.
I did go a few years back. You and I went. I got some Star Wars comics for free.
Yeah.
Still have them.
Yeah, but it was
well. It looks like you got a good haul.
And actually, of course, I picked up issue 2 of the Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I was just about to say, didn't you forget to mention one? Because I know you told me about that one last night.
And I found they had like their back issue box. And I went to Avalon Comics in Silverdale, Washington at the mall. It's a cool shop. You guys are ever here in the Northwest or near Silverdale, Bremerton area, check out Avalon. Good bunch of dudes, good shop. But I was looking through, like, they have like bunch of back issue boxes, like all the stuff that the new comics come down off the wall. They put them in back issues.
Yeah,
but you got to try to sell them and make some of your money back. But they had this Trials of Ultraman comic. I don't know how old it is, when it's from. It's from last May. But I just wanted to check out. I've heard this was a pretty good series, so I'm going to check it out. And if it's good, I'll go find more issues of it. But yeah, that's it. That was free comic book day. I did that. And then I went and finally watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I have been wanting to see for a long time. Well, as long as it's been out, and I just ain't had time to go see it. So I finally went and watched it, and it's like this crazy multiverse jumping thing. It was one of the most like chaotic movies I've ever seen, but it made complete sense.
Well, you did say that's an A24 production, right?
A24 has been like on fire.
Yeah, that, I mean, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but that makes sense when you described it. Like A24 makes a lot of obscure movies, weird, you could say, weird ones,
a lot of weird vibe. But it was, like I said, chaotic, but made sense. Like there's interesting things like early on in the movie that'll happen. I don't want to say too much, but like they'll do like weird shit and be like, why are they doing this? Why is that happening? And then like it all just ties together. There was like no loose ends or anything. You know what I mean? Like a lot of movies, you're like, why the fuck did that happen? Like, yeah, this had you thinking in that mindset, like, what is going on? And then there was points when it just the way the story was, they wove a great story. Like it in the end, it was just like, holy shit, that was like deep and it was crazy. And there was humor, the jokes, there was like dumb jokes, there was smart jokes. It was like it was wild, man. It was probably, I feel like this movie should next year get Oscar considerations. I really think it should be considered for an Oscar next year. It's good. It's hard to even talk about without spoiling anything. But the cast was amazing. Michelle Yeoh, we know her from a lot of martial arts films and other stuff. She just killed it. She should be up for a Best Actor Actress award. Like come next award season, this movie is there's gonna be a lot of talk about this one. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. It's Ke Huy Quan. He was the dude who played Short Round from Indiana Jones and Data from the Goonies. So he hadn't been seen in much. I guess at one point a while back, I know horror fans will care that he was in a Tales from the Crypt episode. He hadn't done much in a long time, but he just kind of fucking explodes back onto the scene in this movie. Him and like I said, Michelle Yeoh, those two were fucking stellar. And then horror fans will enjoy and have fun seeing Jamie Lee Curtis. She was in there, and she was
really
such an off the wall character, and a lot of action scenes. And she was kind of, like I said, it's a multiversal kind of thing. So they were kind of jumping around, and basically the thing is, in every universe there is a version of you, but you're different in every universe. So like in this universe, you're a drummer. Another universe, you could be a fucking ballerina. You know what I mean? Or you could be a martial artist or something. And
why can't I be a drummer and a ballerina?
They were jumping in between, and they were able to acquire those abilities and knowledge and use it throughout the movie for the end goal. But it was cool, man. It was like, I know we're gonna mention the Doctor Strange movie, and then got their whole own multiverse thing going on. But
I watched a couple multiverse movies in one day.
Same day. I know. It fucked my brain up. I can't even talk today because of these damn movies. But honestly, I think I liked this one better.
Can you really compare the two?
You shouldn't. No, but I just feel like it has more of a impact on, you know what I mean? I felt like it was refreshing seeing such an original, unique, such a well-told story. And like I heard about it, like I seen trailers for it, and I was like, oh, that looks fun. But then I heard Mick Garris's postmortem episode when he talked about this movie. A few episodes back, he was like, been a long time, not to quote him exactly, but he says something along the lines of he hadn't felt so good, like excited about cinema in a long time. So seeing this movie, and it's made him excited for it again.
Yeah, well, it's not just like, not any old movie will like have you thinking about it afterwards. Sometimes you watch it, all right, that was good, and then you're on with your day. But certain movies, after you get out the theater, just the rest of the day, you're kind of just on a high, like, man, I'm just, and you're just like tossing around theories in your head about the movie, or like, what if they had done this, or oh, it was cool when this happened. And it's really fun.
It was like, I love when movies do that. I know what I watched and what it all meant, but like, what the fuck did I just watch? It was crazy. And like, even I was scrolling through Twitter earlier, and like Guillermo del Toro like got this tweet thread going where he went off like 10 freaking tweets, like talking about how amazing this movie is, and more elaborate in his description, because I talk like a fucking buffoon, but smart people talk. Sometimes I wish I talk like smart people, but then sometimes
you've been watching multiverse movies and scrambling your brain.
Yeah, it is definitely. But like I said, we were able to meet up later on and watch the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
Which is listening to you sitting behind, it sounded like you enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was pretty fun, man. I enjoyed it.
It's definitely a Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah. You can tell they just like let him kind of do his thing as much as he could in a PG-13 setting.
A Marvel Disney movie, yeah.
And a Marvel Disney movie with those products, like, okay, here, you can play with our toys. We have a few rules. And it was funny, I listened to a podcast earlier today where they were talking about the movie, and these two people were saying like how it seemed like the studio was like, all right, Sam, you can have one practical effect. Now, what's it going to be? And I don't know if I want to say it here, as the movie just came out, but you can definitely tell when that practical effect comes into play and is there in the film. Like it screams Evil Dead. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Well, there's a bunch of scenes that kind of did that.
Yeah. Well, there's several. Yeah.
Like, yeah, there was this kind of stuff that reminded you of like the Deadites,
Yeah.
A particular character. There was the way he shot it, like we talked about, his shooting style of just like flowing with the scene, like following, putting you in that reality. You know what I mean?
A lot of point of view camera shots and
very
zooming in, on things real close, or like the camera just like kind of rotating or tilting a little bit, all little traits that are from Sam, which, I'm not complaining whatsoever.
No, and then of course the fucking whole world knows about the cameo that you got a boner for.
Yeah. I mean, are you sure they all know? Like, we didn't really know in advance.
They knew it. He posted things. Bruce Campbell posted that shit about being like spoiler. Yeah, everybody knows that fucking Bruce Campbell was in it.
They had been teasing it ahead of time that he might be in it. I mean, I was hoping. I mean, I guess I shouldn't complain. He's in it. He got a part, and it was cool. I was hoping it was something a little bit different than what it was. But it was fun. It was fun just to see him, and his part and what he did is very.
It was funny. It was entertaining.
It's funny, and it's very like Army of Darkness campy humor, which it's Bruce, and it's fun.
It was definitely Sam Raimi is my buddy and put me in this movie because it was really not necessary.
Yeah, he didn't have to, but the rumor going around was that he was maybe going to be like a Doctor Strange variant.
No, that would have been weird. But there is a lot of cool cameos, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the movie ain't just about Bruce. There's plenty of other cameos in it that are great.
Yeah,
and other cameos that they gave away in advance too. Like we
kind of all people suspected and heard the voice in the trailer and stuff. That one was kind of confirmed. Which sorry
pretty
guys,
much
spoiler alert. That's it. That's all we'll say about any names. Don't want to spoil too much.
And I don't want to, I was going to say, there's another one that's in there that's pretty special. It's a pretty special cameo. It's cool. And I did see a picture of this person, beforehand. So I kind of had a feeling that maybe we would see them in there. But yeah, I mean, there's a few cool little cameos and like, alternate versions of people that we know or characters that we've seen before, and maybe some in animated form that show up here.
There's I know a lot of people were like, oh, it's Marvel horror movie, and so I wouldn't call it that. There is darker elements of this movie, and there is some it's a little more gore than you would see in a Marvel movie.
It probably is one of the goriest.
Necessary.
It
was necessary for building the characters, the certain characters, to build them up to be as good or bad as they are.
Yeah, and I think they're getting a little bit darker with each phase. Like
yeah.
I mean, I'm not mentioning this as like a good movie because it flopped terribly, but they made Morbius. That was a little bit on the darker side. I haven't seen it, but you can tell that it is. Then Doctor Strange 2, Blade is coming eventually.
Yeah, well, even look at like Moon Knight. Like, it's basically the character. It's kind of playing on like multiple personalities and almost mental illness. You know what I mean? By having the like I said, the multiple personalities. And it's like one of them things that you don't normally touch on in a superhero, like a family. You know what I mean? You think superhero movies, you think family movies.
Yeah.
Captain America, the Avengers. But then, as like you say, as it goes on, everything gets darker. So we'll see.
Yeah. This movie is like, I mean, I'd say it's still okay for families to see. Like, it's not like,
don't
not
bring your
super
5-year-old.
No, don't bring your 5-year-old, but like, we're not trying to, like, we don't want you to think that like, oh, it's a horror movie, I can't bring my kids.
No, it's
like,
not, but
yeah,
it's just I feel like maybe the younger kids, there is a little more brutality, but they also it's more like cerebral, like requires a little more understanding.
Yeah, and I don't recall there being like a lot of other of Sam's movies. I don't recall there being like a ton of blood flow or anything like that. You know, it might be one of the more violent, if not the most violent Marvel movie.
Oh, for
well,
sure. Dude,
well,
we
Blade,
don't see.
Blade, I mentioned Blade. Blade's up there too.
But let's say since that the actual MCU started with Iron Man, that was in the past. But there was Blade was before that. But there is not.
Right.
We don't see a lot of blood in this.
No,
but it's assumed when stuff happens, like, oh, that person got fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that
there's
person's
certain
not alive
kills
anymore. Yeah,
there are certain kills that are implied. So we're just kind of trying to help any parents out there that might be skeptical about this. Like, should I bring my kids? Like, I'll say it this way: some people may or may not get cut in half, but they don't actually show it.
Yeah. There, and it's like I said, it's not a horror movie. There are some darker themes, maybe horror elements. I feel like if they showed some of the stuff that we assume happened, it could be considered more along the lines. But
I kind of wish they did.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we're like,
there's enough
horror
family
fans.
friendly.
People know by now that that's our main thing.
Superhero movies out there. Like, every now and then they should give us one that's like, no, you can't bring your kids to this. I'm sorry. This shit is going to be hardcore and it's going to be fun, but it's not for kids. And that's Deadpool. I mean, they did that. I just would like to have more of that every now and then, just like, I love those movies. Let's have something else. Let's have, like this. I hear there's supposed to be like a 2-hour and 40-minute cut of Doctor Strange 2. There's supposed to be like a lot of stuff that they cut out. So I'm looking forward to when it comes out on DVD.
We'll actually see the stuff that we don't see.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of maybe thinking that, they might have some like unrated extras. And
right. Some of the scenes did feel like we were supposed to see it, but they like cut it out so abruptly. Like you mentioned that somebody might have got chopped in half. Like that felt like we were supposed to see something.
Yeah.
But we got like, oops, they fucked up in the edit and cut this part out. You know what I mean?
I was kind of waiting for that when it happened. Like, oh, and now the camera's going to zoom out and show us what happened. And they didn't. It's just up to, you to use your imagination, which is still effective. It's still good. But as you said, us being horror fans, there's part of us that's still like, no, show it. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see what happened.
Yeah. I think it was a great movie. Go see it.
Yeah.
If you can see it, go see it. Leave the toddlers home, but go watch it. Your 10-year-old, they could see it.
Yeah. I'd say like, if you're just a fan of the Marvel stuff, you'll have fun. If you're a Marvel fan and you're like a Sam Raimi Evil Dead fan, you're really going to have fun with it. A lot of references to his old work, I think his old car, I don't remember what kind of car it is because I'm not a car guy, but his old car is supposed to be in there somewhere. I don't know where, but
guess you have to go see it again and pay attention.
Yeah, I'll watch it again and look out for that. This isn't really spoiling anything, but they have a book, and it's called The Book of the Damned.
Yeah,
which was kind of fun.
Makes you think of makes you think some other books from his movies.
I was looking around, believe me, like any scenes that had like books in the background or whatever. I was looking around hoping to see the little Necronomicon sitting there, but
eventually once he's done making movies, he's just gonna release like a whole collection of books from his movies that are going to be like old, like Encyclopedia Britannica set, but it's going to be all his books from all his movies, the Book of the Damned and Necronomicon and all that shit. It'd be like a collection to get.
Yeah,
that would be a good little marketing thing. But anyway, we're gonna get ready to wrap up here. We're gonna take a quick break and then come back and do our trivia and remind everybody where to find all the important shit about the show. So we will be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Doug Jones, the tall, skinny, goofy actor who plays lots of monsters and creatures on film and in TV. But today, I want you to know that you are listening to the best podcast on the air, and that would be the Steve and Crypto Show.
Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we? Will you join me?
Yeah, there you go.
Just a sip might improve your humor.
Drunk in Public Domain. New episodes every Friday night.
I not only drink really, I really drink.
Join us as we take a drunken dive into public domain movies, music, and more.
Did you bring the money?
Don't bug me with the money. I got to get drunk now.
We may have to start drinking.
Come on, drink up.
On the internet. You can find us on the internet.
Hey, it's Hillary Torrey, actress from thecampushouse.com, streaming now on Fearflix, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. Now turn out the lights.
Check out these shows available now on Fearflix.
And welcome to another collection of frightfully good films from Fearflix. Gothic horrors, with me, your host, Malvolia, the Queen of Screams.
Hey, I'm Pamela Such. You know me from all the Wave movies. And here we are, we're going to play Curse of the Swamp Creature 2.
Hello guys, I'm Rachel Waits.
And I'm Elise Costin.
Welcome to Silent Screams.
I'm Pamela Such.
I'm Monica Hayes. Thank you for tuning in to 70s Grind Out on Fearflix.
Hey y'all, I'm Sherry Davis, your host for this wild and untamed collection of horror films from Fearflix. We wrangled up a selection of Texas horrors for this one. Welcome to Lone Star Horrors.
These shows, movies, and much more available now on Fearflix. Download it on your Roku channel store today.
Hey, this is Dr. Gangrene. You're watching the Steve. No, you're not. You're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show right here on whatever network you're on. I don't know what you're on. Don't ask me. I can't see what you're doing, but keep listening and tune in next week for more cool content on the Steve and Crypto Show.
Hey, we are back. It's been fun. Before we wrap up, of course, we want to do our weekly trivia. Make sure you guys, if you got the answer, you know how to reach us. He's CryptoZoo88. I'm the Steve Strout. We're both on Instagram and Twitter, or you could head over to our Facebook group, which I should have mentioned earlier, but I didn't. Just search the Steve and Crypto Show on Facebook, and the group should pop up. Join that. Get in on the conversation with us. Post some stuff in there.
We have a stack of stickers just waiting for all of you. So
if you got the answer, DM it to us. Let us know. Even from the past episodes. I don't care. I just like to know that people are, enjoying the show and listening and paying attention. And I love trivia, and I know you guys do. I hope you guys do. But yeah, just if you know answer anything, be like, hey, episode 75, the answer is blah blah blah, and then I'll get your address and we'll send you some stickers or something and put your name in a list for a drawing for bigger prize, cool prize. I don't know what, maybe some merch, maybe some DVDs, maybe a collectible or something. You'll get something cool, maybe all the above, who knows. But get on it. This trivia question this week is going to be an easy one, really easy one. If you guys don't know this, fucking fuck you. I don't want to curse at our listeners, but if you don't know the answer to this one, you're not a good person. And I hope you fucking steal some of Boogersaurus's snacks and eat them.
I hope that someday my kid finds a voodoo doll that looks like you and he feeds it boogers.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then you'll just be sitting there you're sitting like having lunch with your friends. And yeah, you just start like picking your nose. You don't even want to, and just shoving them in your mouth. And friends are like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, like,
well, it's a voodoo doll.
Crazy, yeah.
It's a voodoo doll. So yeah.
I just thought you were just like stuffing boogers into the voodoo doll. Like, all of a sudden you just start spitting out boogers. Like, where the fuck did that come from? But we talk about
either way, you're
gonna
gonna feel like a fool.
we talk about some dumbass shit sometimes.
Yes, we do. Visit our Patreon.
Yes, it's like last week we had this living legend of television and film on the show. Now we're gonna talk about boogers. Like, what the fuck? Like,
oh man,
we got problems. And if you guys listen to us, you got problems too. That's why we get along.
Yeah. Well, if you keep contributing to the show, maybe we will actually come up with some better content. Who knows? It might happen.
If we grow up and if we grow the fuck up and mature up a little bit, we'll come up with better shit. But no, it's good. We like to have fun, and we hope you guys having fun with us.
This is what happens when there's not much going on in like pop culture.
Yeah.
We end up talking about booger eating dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. Let's give them a trivia question.
Okay,
let's let the boogers rest for the rest of
I was
going to
say, the people listening are like, there's plenty going on in pop culture. You guys are just talking about other shit.
Yeah, they're too busy fucking talking about boogers. But anyways, trivia. You guys send us the answer and get on the list for the drawing. So this, like I said, this one's easy. You should know this. The question is, who wrote and directed A Nightmare on Elm Street? That's easy.
Freddy Krueger.
Yes. No. But yeah, so who wrote and directed A Nightmare on Elm Street? Shoot us an answer. We'll send you some stuff. And maybe you'll win some other stuff.
It's Martin Scorsese's original masterpiece, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna wrap it up. We mentioned earlier you can find us at patreon.com/SteveCrypto, buymeacoffee.com/SteveCrypto. Those are both ways to support us monetarily, which we appreciate. Like, actually, thanks to you guys, we are advertising in one of our favorite magazines, Scary Monsters magazine. So look for the summer issue. I think it comes out in like June. Our ad will be featured in there, which is pretty cool and exciting to see our ad in there with all these great stories about the history of horror movies and monsters and stuff. And there's the social media stuff, which Crypto will tell you about.
Of course, you can follow me at CryptoZoo88. You can follow Steve at the Steve Strout. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all of that. We also have a Facebook group. Just look up the Steve and Crypto Show podcast. You should be able to find it. Doesn't really cost anything to be a member, just a little bit of your time. And if you have anything that you're working on, you can contribute to that page and post a little sample in there of a song or a comic book or, whatever.
If we like it enough, we'll even maybe bring you on the show to talk about it.
That's right. Yep.
Which is something we really like doing. We like to promote people.
Yeah.
Then we have merch.
Well, I was just going to say, if you've been smoking bath salts and you put all your clothes through a wood chipper last night and you need some new clothes, you can visit our Etsy store and go to Etsy/shop/Steve and Crypto merch.
But we only have shirts though. So don't put your pants through the wood chipper, just your shirt.
Yeah, we're working on the pants, but at least you can Winnie the Pooh it, and walk around with the shirt. So you might get arrested, but at least you've got a shirt.
Don't get arrested in merch. That's already happened, okay?
And that's not a joke.
I think we told them about that.
Yes, we did.
Like after one of your shows, your lucky audience member that you gave a hat to got arrested later that night wearing our hat.
I didn't give it to him specifically. He caught it. I threw the hat out the crowd and he caught it. Yeah.
You should sobriety test people, then aim.
Yeah. Well, when you're playing a show at a local bar, like there really is nobody there that's going to pass a sobriety test.
Especially here.
Yeah.
Speaking of local bars, you're going to be performing at one on the 20th.
Look at that. What a great opportunity.
Is it the 20th?
That's right. So a little over a week away now. May 20th. It's a Friday night. I will be opening up for Ubiquitous of Cess Crew.
You almost missed this opportunity, by the way. You're welcome.
Yeah. So I'm very excited to be sharing the stage with Ubiquitous again. This is probably like the third time. And he's a hell of a guy. He's very easy to talk to. He's going to have a VIP for anyone who would like to come and hang out and meet him before the show. And
pee?
Well, we all got to pee, we all got to pee before you perform.
Like before his set, right? He's going to be up there like legs crossed, like doing the pee dance. Like, gotta go. He's got to rap his songs extra fast. He's got to rap his songs extra fast to get to the room. Like, anyways, the 20th, May 20th. Where at?
May 20th, Crazy Otter in Port Hadlock, Washington. You can get tickets online. Look on Facebook. You can contact me if you're local. And
easiest way is to contact him.
Yep. So just send me a message if you are looking to go to the show, and I can send you a link, or I can help you out myself. We'll figure it out. Yes, VIP is at 7:00 for anybody interested in that. And you cannot get tickets for VIP through me. Those are only online. And just look up the information, that I've given you. You should be able to find it. If you look up on Facebook or something, there's a link on my page, I believe. And so VIP is at 7, doors at 8, shows at 9. $20 for normal tickets, $35 for VIP. Comes with an exclusive poster. It's going to be a hell of a show. We have performers from Port Townsend, Bremerton, Port Angeles, all the opening acts. Shug from Port Angeles. It's actually like her last big show before she moves out of the area. So if you are a fan of her, I definitely recommend coming and checking that one out. Come and support her. We got Jordy Sam and Nick Fury, myself, DJ Jersey on the turntables. It's going to be a hell of a night.
Sounds like it should be fun. That's the 20th. But next Friday. But don't forget, this Friday is Friday the 13th. So make sure you guys watch.
Ooh.
Get some, do that Jason Voorhees marathon.
You know what I did is...
But don't skip Joe Bob for it, okay?
Of course.
Don't skip. I hope maybe he'll show a Friday the 13th
I was
movie.
Just gonna say he might be doing
if he
that.
Get the rights. That would be cool. But
yeah,
that's Friday too. Speaking of,
he might be able to pull some strings. I mean,
maybe.
Joe Bob's a fun guy. He might be able to make that happen.
The first episode of the season, Darcy pulled some strings and brought him a surprise guest, and it fucking almost blew my mind. Because you guys know I'm obsessed with the horror host, and they had motherfucking Svengoolie on Joe Bob.
Oh wow!
Like those are like two of my all-time favorites together on the show, and it was pretty fucking cool. And like Darcy made it happen. She makes a lot of cool shit happen. She's awesome, man. She's good for the horror community.
Yeah.
But so Friday the 13th, watch Joe Bob.
Yep.
There'll be time before it to watch some Friday the 13th movies. Of course, personally, I think the first one's the best, but best movie overall. But I like when we see more Jason now.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that's kind of the main missing element in the first movie. I remember watching it for the first time with my cousin, and
I mean, we sort of see him, but
yeah, I mean, finally when the movie ended, my cousin and I both were like, dude, he's not even really in it, right. Hardly, So, you know what also comes out on Friday the 13th, and I just pre-ordered it, is the Evil Dead game. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yep. So I being a parent and everything now, like I just can't fork out $60 on a brand new game all the time.
Right.
So I'm kind of picky with that. But that's a game that I'll pay for right away, and I'm not going to wait on it. And it was only $40 too, so that was nice.
Hell yeah.
But if you pre-order it, just for anybody out there, if you don't know, you get 2 exclusive skins or outfits for Ash. You get like a S-Mart outfit, and then the other one is like an Army of Darkness night gear or something like that. So there's a little incentive to go ahead and get it.
That Friday the 13th. That game's out, and Joe Bob's on, and it's Friday the 13th, so you're gonna watch Friday the 13th and all that good stuff. And you're also going to go to our Patreon and our Buy Me a Coffee and follow us on social media and join our Facebook group and all that stuff. And then you're going to come back next week and see what we got going on the Steve and Crypto Show. But for now, we are going to leave and say goodbye to you guys. And
follow our instructions. We'll see you next week.
I'm glad to have you back, man.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
I'm glad to be back. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll catch you next week. Peace.